Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Legacy of the Rimlen. We took a bit of a break, mostly, IRL scheduling is like that, but we're back. And we are ready to see what the next 2 or 3 lines of dialogue will be said before we end the session once again. That was a bit harsh, I'm sorry. But yeah, also, for everyone, this coincidentally is our 100th episode of Legacy of the Rimlen. Hooray!
Yay!
I would like to thank all 3 of you, plus DoomGoblin and Ashen, who are not here today, for your contribution to Legacy of the Rimlen and this overall story, and to many more episodes, so to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
you for hosting it.
While I will ask you all to introduce yourselves and your characters as usual, I'm gonna do something similar to our birthday inspirations, in the sense that all of you will get the 100th episode inspiration, including Ashen and DoomGoblin for if and when they ever show up again. But yeah, so thank you guys for playing. Thank you, dear viewers, for sticking around, and let's see where this adventure takes us next. As usual, let's have these lovely people introduce themselves and their characters. I say that we start first and foremost with Show&Tell, and I say that because the dice have decided that we're going reverse alphabetical today, apparently. So Show&Tell, can I ask you to please introduce yourself and your character?
Yes. Hi, I'm Show&Tell, and I'll be playing as Anghel, who's a mute peasant boy and also got himself in a fix, and I don't know how we're going to get out of it, but hopefully. I don't know. We'll just let someone else talk. Something.
We'll see. Delicate situation and all that, but yeah. Thank you very, very much, Show&Tell. Next, according to the dice, we would have Milo. Could you please go ahead and introduce yourself and your character?
Hello, I'm Milo. I play Miroslav, the former slave that is, managed to not fight against children last time, and has now joined the others. And is very, very uncomfortable because of multiple reasons.
Understandably so. Sorry for my delayed laugh. It took me a second to piece together what you said because I was busy typing the things.
Yeah, no worries.
Avoiding fighting children is always an achievement, I say. Thank you very, very much.
Yes.
Thank you very, very much, Milo. And then, of course, we would have Deli. Could you please go ahead and introduce yourself and your character, dear Deli?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. I'm Deli. As usual, I'm playing as the traveling scholar Muninn, Oracle to Acesius. I've got a name for Oracle for a second. Oracle to Acesius, and currently probably in a bit of a predicament with Rebob, as per last session, in attempts to save Anghel, but also not just that, for other reasons too.
Yeah, complicated situation all around, all the fun stuff. When is it never when is it not complicated with us, I guess.
True.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much, Deli. So, last time our group continued their infiltration is not the right word anymore. Their unauthorized entry into
Trespassing.
Trespassing. Yeah, that's a good one, Show&Tell. They're trespassing into the estate, one of them at least, of Andronikos Palace. The titular owner is not here, but yeah, that's a whole different matter. Last we left off, Muninn and Rebob were intentionally on Muninn's behalf spotted by Piroshka, who is Andronikos Palace's associate. You don't really know their exact relationship. someone whom Show&Tell lovingly, more or less, nicknamed the Blood Woman. And we started the session with Muninn inspecting Piroshka, Piroshka inspecting Muninn, and Piroshka seemed surprised by Muninn. Kessis elucidated the mystery. Apparently, Piroshka is surprised. She was wondering if Muninn is as messed up as she is, because, Muninn smells of rot and such, and is surprised that Muninn apparently is not, at least not at first glance. Anyway, Piroshka then ordered Muninn and Rebob to enter the estate and disarm themselves. Muninn unwittingly revealed that Rebob was hiding more weapons than he was willing to reveal. But it is what it is. And just as that was happening, Miroslav, who was in the process of getting mugged by children, successfully ran away. And unfortunately, because there wasn't really any other place to run away to, ran away into Muninn, Rebob, and Piroshka, and failed to conceal that he is not supposed to be here. So Piroshka spotted him, confirmed that, yeah, you're in the same group as Muninn and Rebob, and ushered everyone in, ordering them to disarm themselves. Meanwhile...
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Meanwhile, back in the estate, we resume the conversation that Ertuğrul Gazi had with Anghel, which basically, I wrote it down verbatim because there wasn't much. Ertuğrul asked Anghel, supposing all this goes well, after this is done, what will you do? Anghel replied, I want to leave. Ertuğrul asked to Ophelia. Anghel hesitated, so Ertuğrul threatened always thirsty, so Anghel said no, not to Ophelia, lying, and the lie was believed. And then Ertuğrul asked, so you're going to Zamfir? Anghel said no, which was not a lie. Ertuğrul was astounded that, hey, you know Abdul but not Zamfir, how do you know Abdul then? Anghel said, well, I met Abdul in the market, but wasn't believed. Ertuğrul insisted, so what's Zamfir plotting? Anghel said, well, I never met Zamfir, but wasn't believed. So Ertuğrul politely offered to cut off always Thirsty's fingers, prompting Anghel's intervention. Unfortunately, always Thirsty called Anghel my prince, prompting more questions from Ertuğrul. But nevertheless, as Ertuğrul asks, so okay, now you see that I'm serious, are you ready to be serious? This will be the moment that the party reunites as Muninn and Miroslav enter the scene. That might, I don't think it was, but it might take the cake for one of the shortest recaps I've done.
Yeah.
Now, because it's been a couple weeks, we'll do our usual sort of warm-up ritual, whatever you want to call it, as I go and turn on the background music. I'll ask everyone, what's up with everyone? How are they feeling, etc., etc., and all that good stuff. Deli, are you with us? I saw that you were muted a couple seconds ago.
Yeah, I'm with us.
Okay. Then, wrong screen. Then, would anyone like to go first in terms of talking about their character's feelings and all that? Or, of course, I can appoint someone. You guys let me know.
Okay. I don't mind going first. I feel like Muninn currently is... ordinarily, they'd probably be very nervous, but maybe they're sort of a little bit... in the current situation, because they're unarmed, walking into the belly of the beast. They're trying to save Anghel, which is a good thing, but like the fact that they don't have any daggers or anything, like, is a bit nerve-wracking. But they have the faith and power of Akessias, hopefully. So they probably aren't as nervous as the average person would be, maybe.
On that note, this is a small thing that will... are you still with us, Deli?
Yes, I am. Sorry, that was just background noise.
No worries, no worries, no worries. For the viewers can't see that Deli sometimes is muted and unmuted. That's why I was asking, just to elucidate our viewers. Anyway, will happen before Muninn and Miroslav enter the room that Anghel was in. Just a little thing that will happen before. Muninn, you will hear the familiar voice of Cassius in your mind that will say, "You might not have noticed, but whenever I'm talking to you, you tend to be very noticeable. This situation will not be the best place to proselytize about me. I suggest that you keep your eyes closed."
How will I see if my eyes are closed?
Do you truly think you need them?
Well, if your hand would guide me, I suppose I could keep my eyes closed.
Do you, Abobo, do you close your eyes?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, Muninn would hesitantly close their eyes after saying that.
You close your eyes, and this is jarring. You are able to see more or less as clearly as if you had your eyes open, though in a bit of a distorted fashion. Objects are not quite as clear to you, except like, say, if there was like a random religious object around, like, I don't know, for instance, if someone were to hang a cross around. Not that there's actual crosses, I'm just using an example. Those are, it hurts to pay attention to those. But people, you see them almost in greater detail than if you were to look at them with your eyes open. Banal objects, aka like not religiously charged objects, they're a bit harder for you to spot, but you can still tell, oh yeah, that's a table. I'm just like not sure if it's like a wooden table or a whatever table.
Right. I just know to avoid it either way.
Sure.
I don't want to be bumping into any tables. This is really cool. I imagine, in my head, I'm imagining, like, you know, in Lord of the Rings when Frodo puts the ring on. That's what I'm imagining in my head.
Not what I was inspired by, but it's not an inapt analogy, let's say. May I get a careful from you?
Yes. Funny enough, I can't use my eyes for this. So I got a 4.
With a 4, I can tell you, you don't feel like an extra influx of Cassius's power or whatever. So you suspect that this is kind of your new default. Even with your eyes closed, you'll still be able to more or less see.
Wow. That's really good to know, I think. I think the only thing is that it might look a little bit suspicious from Piroshka's point of view.
I mean, Piroshka already saw your eyes glowing, so not necessarily who you need to worry about, but there are other people that Cassius is implying, yeah, maybe you shouldn't reveal too much to those other people.
Okay. I feel like I really want to pretend like I'm blind somehow. And then obviously I've got a stunt, so if Piroshka says anything, I'm like, yeah, I'm blind. And then she has no choice but to believe me.
Sure.
So just so people don't ask any questions.
Then, obviously you have not used your stunt yet, so until you do, may get your sneaky to see how well you pretend at being blind. Because you're not actually blind, it's difficult to pretend as such, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. If someone were to pretend to punch me, I would still flinch. My sneaky.
Yep.
2.
Okay. I won't say whether that's good or bad. It's rather if someone like wants to verify, hey, is this person really blind? That's the number they will need to beat. Okay.
Oh shit. Okay. That's fine.
But I'm not just saying like, oh, the flinching thing, but like blind people have certain mannerisms, like they feel around for nearby objects and such that are hard to like imitate without like consciously if you're not used to doing as such, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they also don't look at you when you talk.
Yeah, also that.
That's true.
But the sum of your pretension amounts to A2 so far, at least.
Oh no. Okay, that's fine for now, I think.
Okay.
Cool. I think I'm gonna unless there's anything else, I think I'm gonna continue to walk forward. I think at first Muninn's gonna be a bit hesitant because they're not used to this. But then they I feel like once a little bit of faith is built up, they're probably gonna walk a little bit. A little bit like not faster, but you know what I mean.
Just to recap again, people you see arguably even more clearly than you see with your own eyes. Objects are a bit blurrier, and religious objects are painful to look at.
Yeah.
Well, quote unquote look at, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else from you, Deli, before we move on to a different person's inner thoughts and feelings?
Not for now, I don't think.
Sure. Milo and Show&Tell, you guys have any preference of who should go next?
I can go next.
Sure.
I forgot that was just the warm-up.
Miroslav is just very, like, quietly walking a bit behind Muninn, just, like, even though Piroshka already knows that he is not a slave of Muninn, or from Muninn, the others don't, so he's like, I will just do the thing that will keep most of the attention away from me.
If you're walking behind Muninn, I'm just wondering, would Ribob be ahead of Muninn or behind Miroslav? Do you have any preference, Milo?
I
don't think it would especially matter, but just in case it does.
Maybe he would be in, like, maybe Miroslav would, So from one point of view, it's like, okay, he would, like, try to be the last one in the group, because, yeah, you would put, like, the slave in the back if somebody with a knife is walking after you. But also, he does not want to be close to Piroshka, but I think he would still be, like, the very back, so...
Just in case I wasn't clear, Piroshka is behind you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's why, like, if, like, you would put basically the person you value the least, like, closest to the person that could stab you. Or put them between you, I guess.
Harsh.
Which... Well, Miroslav is pretending to be the least value person, so I think he would be, like, behind Ribob as well.
Makes sense to me. Anything else from you, Milo, before we go to Show&Tell's POV?
No, he's very unhappy that about Piroshka, but yeah. He can't really do anything about that right now.
Yeah. Oh, never. I was thinking of something, but then I realized, oh no, it would be the opposite, so you would not notice that. Okay. Sorry, I'm being vague.
No worries.
Yeah. All right. Then show and tell, if you're with us, would you care to share a bit with the class what Angel's feeling, what's going on with him? If you want, just like the immediate reminder, Anghel interceded himself between a random soldier and Always Thirsty to protect Always Thirsty. The soldiers are tense. Ertu asks you, all right, are you ready to be serious now? That's sort of like where we left off from Angel's point of view.
Right. And then Always Thirsty called him Prince.
That happened before.
Oh, that happened before. Okay. So Angel's just like tense. He's like and on guard, and like, as soon as anyone makes a move, I think he's going to like, he's ready for them. Because so far things have gone wrong. And it seems like he can't do anything without fighting. That's how it is.
Sure. Sure. Is there... I don't think I have any specific questions necessarily, but is there anything like in particular that you like to emphasize about your current situation, so to say? Well, Angel's, I mean. Like, I don't know, just as an example, this not necessarily saying that that's what you have to answer, like Angel's thoughts on Ertuğrul, who like keeps insisting, hey, do I know you from somewhere or not, for instance?
Yeah, that's weird, but Anghel like doesn't know. I mean, we saw him or heard about him in the vision.
Yep. The vision that Anghel and Muninn saw, Miroslav has not.
Yeah, but like, did we actually see him or did we just hear his name in the vision?
I think because the vision was meant to be as revealing as possible, even though you did not necessarily see him, a sort of like instinctive part of your brain says, oh yeah, this is the Ertuğrul person that the vision was talking about. Even though you've never like seen his face because he didn't appear in person in the vision, you just, because the characters in the vision know, oh yeah, that's Ertuğrul, now you also know, oh yeah, that's Ertuğrul.
Okay. So, like, I mean, Anghel, that's the only way he knows him. So he's like confused, but he's probably just like telling himself like, okay, I have no idea what he's talking about.
Makes sense to me.
And like right now, I need to make sure that he doesn't take off our fingers.
Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. I have a question for Milo, actually, for before we start. Because quite a bit of the upcoming conversation will happen in the caramel language, because that's the language of these soldiers and sort of the universal, not universal, but like the trade language and all that. Does Milo speak it? Anghel does not. Muninn does.
We already established that he doesn't.
Okay, I was not. Yeah.
Outside, they were also talking in caramel 2 sessions ago, I think.
Good memory. Good memory. All right. Thank you very, very much, Milo.
No worries.
All right. Anything else from any one of you before we hit the play button, so to say?
I don't think so.
No?
Not for me, I don't think.
All right. Then we shall resume with in your little column, the like random 2 soldiers that Ertuğrul sent away will come into the room first. So Anghel, you see them come in as you see Ertuğrul's attention get perked up by what's happening behind. Feel free to react in any way if you so wish. As in,
who came in? The 2 soldiers?
The 2 soldiers that Ertuğrul sent away.
Oh, okay.
So feel free to react and interrupt me if you'd like.
I mean, Anghel, glances at them, I guess. He just, he's just trying to keep everything, to be aware, I guess, of his surroundings.
And then Ertuğrul says nothing, but then his brows furrow in confusion as a blind question mark person walks in. as you see Anghel, you see Muninn with their eyes closed. And Muninn, you perceive, for lack of a better term, Anghel and the room in front of you.
Okay.
I will say, remember how I mentioned that you see people like especially clearly compared to your normal sight? Always thirsty, you can almost, for lack of a better word, peer into his soul. For lack of a better word, as in,
Is it filled with drink? The soul?
as in, it's almost like you have a little interface in like a video game that says always thirsty, says always thirsty. That's his name. He wants to do that. Like you see him in an especially detailed fashion. You see his surface thoughts. You see his a bit like in much more detail than other people. Surprisingly, you get bits and pieces of like extra clarity from Anghel too, though not quite as pronounced as what you get from Always Thirsty.
That makes sense, because Anghel's not
magical, but not quite.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Milo posted a meme in Discord. That's why we're laughing, dear viewers.
Very apt. I was thinking about that, honestly.
That's cool.
For Miroslav and Muninn, just to briefly describe the scene that the two of you see, well, at least one of you does. You are in a larger room that was clearly repurposed as a sort of dining hall banquet area. You see a table close to the center that has food on it, but you see a bunch of couches nearby. Only one person is lounging in a couch, and that is Ertugrul. In the center of the room, you see Anghel and Always Thirsty. Always Thirsty is on his knees, tied up. Well, somewhat tied up at least. Anghel is interposed between Always Thirsty and a bunch of soldiers. There's soldiers all around, surrounding. And at your feet, Muninn, you see what appears to be spilled food and drink. Oh. And, a plate, for lack of a better term, yeah.
Yeah. So I know that he is.
You know this is... Oh, yeah, this is Ertugrul, yeah. Miroslav would not know that, obviously, but Muninn would.
Okay. I was thinking Angel's obviously tied, like his hands are bound, right?
Nope, because Anghel needs them to speak. Always Thirsty's hands are bound, but again, the binding is... Because they don't have rope on them. It's made with cloth, so it's easy to break.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm a bit nervous to make the first move, but they do say...
I will say more people behind you are being ushered in, so if you don't want to make the first move, you can wait a couple seconds for Ribob, Miroslav, and Piroshka to walk in, or you can do something now, your choice.
I think I'm going to leave it for now. They do say, though, that, where it's like... I don't know if you guys have heard this, but the first person to speak usually leads the conversation. I want to lead this negotiation. Let go of my friend Anghel. But I think for now I'm going to keep stum. If I stare at Always Thirsty, can he tell that I'm staring into his soul? Or is that...
Give me a sneaky...
I mean, your eyes are closed.
Give me a
like he's supposed to.
Well, give me a sneaky. I'll pose of Always Thirsty's careful. Always Thirsty got a -1, but maybe you roll worse. Okay. Always Thirsty's terrified for his life. He's not paying attention to you.
Okay, that's fine.
And not only do you perceive that, you get his surface thoughts of, oh crap. I hope the prince saves me. Oh, there's people behind me. I hope they're on the prince's side. Oh crap. That's what he's thinking at the moment.
Oh, poor little guy. Okay. I will sort of continue walking in that case for now, and try and like think of a strategy.
You walk in. Ertuğrul has this puzzled expression, and he has time to utter the word in Rima, like asking Anghel, friends, as in that a friend of yours. And then, I think before Anghel has a chance to reply, Rebab walks in. Is startled to see Ertuğrul. Ertuğrul is startled to see Rebab. They stare at each other a little bit. Milo, do you make any noise to like...
Nope.
Okay. I think Piroshka behind you will clear her throat to let herself and you walk in. So Rebab will awkwardly step to the side. You're next, Milo.
Miroslav will just stay quiet and let the others for now like take lead, because it would be breaking his like facade that he has as like the slave. It would be very impolite to talk before anyone else and also unasked. So he will stay quiet for now.
Makes sense. Ertuğrul doesn't pay particular attention to you, like, oh, another weird person, like Muninn, for instance. Then Muninn's smell hits everyone in the room as the soldiers collectively groan. One rushes to open a window.
Yeah. Good. And this is great. This is I'll distract everyone. But with my stink.
And then Piroshka walks in, puzzling Ertuğrul even more, as he says in caramel, "What's all this?" and asks Rebab, "Rebab, what are you doing here?" Rebab asks Ertuğrul, "Lord Ghazi, I would also ask you what you're doing here." It's clear that Ertuğrul and Rebab know each other. Piroshka says, found them snooping around, claimed that they would like to talk. And they, points at Rebab, brought him along. This was spoken in caramel, so I guess Anghel and Miroslav wouldn't necessarily understand, but Piroshka's being theatrical with her gestures, so you get the general gist.
Yeah.
She puts the knife back on the table.
So just as a recap, Acacius wants Muninn to admit to everyone that Rebab was buried outside, right?
You are correct.
Can you remind me what the rest of the mission was? Because I feel like there was more to it than that as well.
To basically be honest,
Okay.
in the sense that, well, above board, it's probably Rebab that's gonna do much of the talking rather than you, because they will have questions of like, wait, why was Rebab here and all that.
Okay.
But the essence of it was, by revealing Rebab, you've sort of chosen their side more or less, at least for the moment.
Yeah. Okay, so things will generally unfold on their own. The fact that he's here at all.
Well, obviously you have room to step in, all of you, the collective you.
Yeah.
So, I think first and foremost, I think Piroshka will stay behind the lot of you as she sort of guards the entrance, ensuring that none of you escape. She is also the only one who is seemingly unbothered by Muninn's smell. Make of that what you will.
He's used to it.
And the soldiers look confused. Ertuğrul looks puzzled. Is there anything you do in like these couple seconds of confusion? I'm asking everyone.
No.
No, I think Angel's waiting to see where the situation goes from here.
Could I see if so? Obviously, we've come through an entrance. Can I see if there are any other exits?
Yeah, there are a couple more. This is like a big dining room, so it leads to other rooms in the estate. You wouldn't necessarily know where those other entrances lead, but I think Akessis would tell you that one leads to what's the word? I'm hesitating, not Akessis. The wine cellar, he would say, though obviously they aren't particularly drinking right now, while those two other entrances head further into the estate.
Okay, so there's the only real exit, as far as we know, is behind us.
The one that Piroshka has stationed herself at.
Yeah, exactly.
There might be other entrances from the estate by going into one of the other entrances, then wandering your way around the estate and somehow finding an exit, but this is the one that you know and the most direct one.
Yeah, that makes sense. Could I... Could I stand behind Rebob, or is Rebob already like sort of standing in front of it?
Rebob's kind of the center of attention at the moment, so yes, you may.
Okay, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna sort of look to Anghel, like even though my eyes are closed, to like you know how we were just talking about like how blind people don't look at people when they talk. I'm gonna look at Anghel in a way
that's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. In a way where Anghel can kind of think like, or try to at least think like, are they looking at me? Like, can they actually see? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, he's definitely thinking that.
Show&Tell, I will say, just because Muninn has this ability, if there are any very, very obvious surface spots like that, like just for instance that recent "that's creepy" that Muninn can perceive from Anghel, feel free to share if that makes sense.
Okay.
Just like Muninn does not have the ability to see as deeply into Anghel as they can into Always Thirsty, but some surface, very, very surface level thoughts they can. So, for example, that's creepy.
Okay. Cool. I guess what he thinks right now is he looking? Are they looking at me? I'm almost tempted to have him kind of, do this kind of wave thing.
Yeah.
This little wave.
When Anghel thinks, are they looking at me? Could Muninn like nod to be like, yes, yes, I am. And I could also hear your thoughts.
Very creepy.
Spooky. Yeah, Muninn does the spooky like hands.
Soldiers shoot you a couple glances like, wait, are they reaching for a weapon? Oh no, they're just being weird.
I'm just a village drunk. Don't mind me. I lost my eyesight in the distillery.
So, in terms of the scene at hand, Ertuğrul says, shall I start with you, Rebob, in Caramel, or shall I start with these people? And Rebob says, I think they came looking for me. Right? Rebob asks Muninn, Miroslav, and Anghel.
Miroslav.
All right.
Nod.
He'd say that in Rima. My bad. This last part.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the part that we came to look for him. Yeah. Miroslav would just nod.
Anghel would also nod.
I guess
Anghel
Muninn
didn't
would
even
also...
realize they found, like... I guess Angel's like, oh, okay, we found him. Right?
Yeah, I guess, because you weren't there when we found
Yeah.
him.
Ertuğrul will say to Anghel, this is not Abdul. In Rima.
Oh, really? I'm kidding. They all look the same to me. I'm kidding. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Give me a sneaky, please.
No, I'm kidding. He doesn't really say that. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
So what does he really say, if anything?
What did he say? I don't know what he says. I guess he shrugs. He doesn't have much to say.
Looks at you suspiciously like, we're gonna have to uncover what you know of Abdul later. Not actually saying that, but implicating that.
Okay.
And Ertuğrul says, in broken Rima, why you here then? Asking Rebab. And Rebab says, quite in Rima, I think, but he talks slowly in an attempt to make everyone, like Miroslav and Anghel, but also Ertuğrul, understand him. He says, not quite sure. When I was last conscious, he tries to like point at the bullet wound, but it's gone, so he pauses, not quite sure how to convey that. I was hurt when I went to visit Zamfir's estate by Abdul. Ertuğrul looks...
Oh, he was hurt by Abdul?
That's what Rebab said, yeah. And hurt... Rebab wants to say shot, but there's no visible evidence of that, so he can't say that without sounding weird.
Fair.
I mean, it's fine. We're all weird here. You're in the club.
Replace weird with untrustworthy or like hard to believe. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Rebab said, I was last at Zamfir's estate and was hurt, for lack of a better term, by Abdul, and now I woke up here. And Ertuğrul seems puzzled and says, what were you doing at Zamfir's estate? And Rebab sighs and says, I was trying to find lodgings for Lady Ophelia, and, well, they were less than welcoming.
Oh.
Now Ertuğrul turns to the group of you and says, how you know that Rebab here?
How do we know that Rebab's here?
Above because Kessis told Muninn.
Yeah, we know. I know. Anghel turns to Muninn.
Muninn notices Angel's looking, and they say, I was looking for my friend. I was worried for him, and I had a feeling that he would be nearby.
Friend Rebab? As in, he's asking, is the friend that you're talking about Rebab?
Oh, I see. Yes. Rebab is, we hadn't seen him for a while. So we were wondering where...
What mean feeling? Why here? Why Rebop here? But the question makes particular sense because technically this is the house of Ophelia's rival, so why would Rebop be here?
If it's okay with everyone, please interrupt me. If not, but Muninn would continue with their mission, and they would be honest and say, I believe the man who, or I believe the one responsible for leaving Rebob here did so to plant him as evidence against you.
Not my question, but probably true. Answer my question.
Your question was, what gave me the feeling that he was going to be here?
Nods.
I believe I answered that question. I had a feeling that Rebob would be here because you are the rivals of Lady Ophelia, and where else would you plant a body of Lady Ophelia's servant?
Body?
If not,
you thought he dead?
I thought he dead.
That's what he said. Again, he doesn't speak the language very well.
Whether you thought that Rebob was dead.
Because you said body.
I had a feeling that Rebob was either dead or dying. Yes. He's never usually far from Ophelia, so him being away for so long was suspicious. Am I being clear?
Sorry, I choked on the water I was drinking. That's why I'm coughing. Ertuğrul nods, but has this puzzled expression. He's trying to work how the pieces fit, because you're offering truthful information that makes some amount of sense, but he's not quite sure what the greater picture is yet, so to say. And he says, "You friends of Ophelia?" Asking
friends...
everyone, not just
Yeah, sure. I guess speaking for the room, but also asking for the room, friends, maybe not. Not friends. Maybe we've worked with Ophelia before.
How?
I don't really remember the nature of how we've worked with her before. We were escorting her to St. Paris.
Yeah, basically, sort of an armed guard and lap dogs, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
In exchange for a promise that I'll talk to my cousin, the prince, for Anghel's little situation. And then there's Miroslav, who's an actual employee.
Yeah.
No.
Probably has a contract and everything.
Really?
Right.
Yeah.
Not a very well-written one by modern legal standards, but still a valid one.
I mean, that's more than he had before.
Definitely.
Yeah, true. Feel free to, like I said, feel free to interrupt me, but Muninn would say, Ophelia is traveling across the country, and for a time we were
Wedding?
Yes.
Above board, it's not a super great secret that you'll be heading to the wedding, because it's the big event that's coming up for where most of the nobility will be, so it's not a state secret that you'll be there.
I thought as much. I think that's why I responded yes so quickly. But yes. So Muninn would say yes, and they would probably say, we're not invited to the wedding, but we were going to be there.
We're going
as
to
a
crash.
result. We're going to crash the wedding, yeah.
Do you actually say that?
No. We would say
Sorry.
we were gonna be her plus ones, maybe we would say something like that.
Why?
Because
She pay
Sorry, go
you escorts? What your relationship with her?
we were going to, and above what I know the real reason why, but I guess Muninn would say I'm not hesitating because I don't know the reason why we're going. I just don't exactly know what to say. Muninn would say we were paid as bodyguards, so bodyguards at the wedding, probably not a bad idea.
Give me a sneaky.
Okay.
Miroslav would just say, Oh no, actually he wouldn't say anything, I think, unless he's asked.
Okay.
But right now he's just. They let them think I'm just part of the group.
Sure.
Yeah.
Deli, he got a 6, you got a 1.
That's pretty
So
bad.
close.
Yeah, so close.
With that big of a difference, he obviously has this expression like dissatisfaction, obviously because he thinks you're lying, and you are. And he says, I think you have a bit of a lucky guess with that big of a difference, and say, you want to ask something of Prince, yes?
Oh. Anghel is getting a bit antsy or something. Like,
Muninn would look to Anghel, I think, for that.
oh god.
And
because-
Arturo will look at Anghel.
Shit.
All eyes turn to
Because the answer
Anghel.
is yes.
So, are we all looking at Anghel?
Apparently.
Angel's also looking at
Miroslav
Anghel.
isn't. Miroslav is just basically looking ahead. If that is towards Anghel, then he's probably been looking towards Anghel the whole time. It's just.
I will say Arturo looks at Anghel and focuses his gaze on Anghel, but shoots Muninn a weirded out look like, wait, how do you know Angel's there?
I can't say that I heard him. I guess I could say that I heard his.
You
Sorry, I was walking.
you see that he subtly like places his hand. This is not in a threatening manner, but in a I'm ready for anything manner. He places his hand on his pistol. Again, not in a manner to threaten you, but in a manner of, okay, if things go south, I'm ready.
Are you
Fair.
ready?
That's fair enough. I don't know.
I mean, you've already, like, turned Anghel in, for lack of a better term. Pin stuff on him.
Yeah, now what? What reasons are there to go to see the prince? You know, can you go to see the prince just because he's the prince?
I mean... And do what?
Maybe
I
the
mean,
prince.
Even a casual visit with the prince is still a visit with the head of state, for lack of a better term, so...
Yeah, but he's getting married, so you want to be like, oh, you're fine.
Well, Arturo asked, you want something from the prince, not you're going to see the prince.
You want something from the prince.
Payment, maybe?
Huh?
Payment, maybe? So, like, maybe we're escorting Ophelia. Like, maybe Ophelia doesn't necessarily have the money on her. Maybe the prince has the money on her. As a suggestion.
So we're just going to see him to get paid.
Give me a clever,
go to see him?
Deli, please.
Oh,
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay.
Ophelia almost certainly has the money on her, and everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought the. Okay. Okay, fine. You know what? Anghel is tired of lying. And he says yes. Request from the prince.
Piroshka behind all of you says, "Well, go on then. Talk. We're all curious."
She understands.
Well, always first he's translating for you.
I forget that he's... Okay. Then...
We're all big fans of the prince here, aren't we? So you're not planning to slip a knife in his throat, yes?
She says that?
Yeah, she says that, and Ertul shoots her a glance like, keep your mouth shut.
Wow. Okay. Anghel looks at her like...
She smiles at you.
I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, if you're telling them, yes, I have a request from the prince, and then they're telling you, oh, we're going to kill him. What are they expecting?
I think honesty is what they're expecting. Or hoping for, at least.
Family business, Anghel says.
My headset cut off for a moment. Could you please repeat that?
Family business.
Well, all of this is technically family business. I mean, the owner of this place is the prince's third cousin twice removed, I think, Piroshka says.
Good for him.
She smiles and says, that sort of talk won't get you much, you know? Come on, what's this family business? We're all curious. We're all family here, right?
Not my family. Okay, fine. So, my sister. I need to find my sister.
All right, go on. Who's your sister? Is it Ophelia?
Willa. No, it's not Ophelia. Why would I need to find Ophelia?
She was joking, but then you say Willa, and her brows furrow in confusion. I'm gonna roll something. I will not reveal what it is.
Like what? Was she expecting to know who she was?
Not quite good enough. Okay. I won't reveal what the roll was about. Sorry. Yeah, Piroshka was expecting like this to be some sort of deeply involved political ploy, not random peasant business.
He's a random peasant. What do you want from him?
Yeah.
Well, she's not too sure about that. So to say.
Who's also a prince by accident, but...
Yeah. Show&Tell, feel free to give me... Actually, everyone feel free to give me a careful to see if you all notice something.
Sure. Careful. A 1. I don't. Probably.
I got a 5.
Nice.
Muninn and Anghel, you both of you notice. Miroslav does not. That Anghel says Willa, the sister's name. Ertul has this look on his face like, wait, do I know that name from somewhere?
Damn it!
No, not quite. No, not quite. The 7 that I rolled was that.
Quite. Huh. He doesn't know her name then.
Well, he doesn't remember it at the moment, let's say.
Okay. All right.
And she
maybe
said,
I
go
mean,
ahead.
like Anghel sees that expression on his face and he understands what that means.
Mild confusion, sure.
Mild confusion, not like
mild confusion and a hint of recollection that he dismisses because he thinks I'm probably wrong.
Yeah, okay, so that hint of recollection, can Anghel, like, ask, like, do you know her? Like, have you seen her? Or something like that?
My questions first. He replies to you.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Deli.
fine.
No, I was gonna. It's okay. I was gonna ask Cassius if what he thinks about this guy, like whether or not he knows who Willa is. But I don't know if Cassius would answer me.
Sure.
Does Cassius care about Will at all?
Right.
I'll message you something in private, Deli. All right?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And,
interesting.
And at this situation, Piroshka looks sort of incredulously at all of you, and she says, "So you're telling me an elite bodyguard, a drunk weirdo, and Ophelia's personal carriage driver are helping with peasant business?" That's what...
I mean, we just have helping. Okay. I don't know.
Actually, she will add, and one of the most important noble women of the realm, involving in meaning Ophelia.
Yeah, why did she want us to go with her so badly?
Ophelia, you mean?
Oh, because of the orb?
Yeah.
I don't... Yeah, okay. Okay,
that's true.
That's a problematic fix.
That is the reason. I think, isn't it fair to say, even without mentioning the orb, it's probably fair to say like that Nikephoros is on his way to the wedding, and we're trying to get her to the wedding before Nikephoros does, or something.
Which side is Nikephoros on?
He's
give me well, if you remember from the cinematic, which is I guess the only hint that you really have, Ophelia said to the prince, "Hey, I'll tell Uncle Nikephoros on you," and the prince beat her up for that.
Yeah.
Beat her?
Yeah.
And that was why you beat her?
Well, not just that, but it was one of the triggers that led to it.
Okay.
He's
I don't know what to think of that.
he's a Tsar host either way, isn't he?
Yep.
So
Nikephoros? Yes.
yeah.
Feel free to give me a clever Muninn. Miroslav would know what I'm gonna tell Muninn. Muninn suspects Miroslav knows that Nikephoros is sort of the informal patriarch of the Zarhos family. Now, there are obviously lots of diverging interests in that family, like Ophelia's doing her own thing, the prince who is doing his own thing, even though his last name isn't Zarhos, but he's still associated. But Nikephoros is sort of the informal patriarch of the family.
Okay. So if it's all right with you guys, I feel like Muninn would say like, whilst omitting the detail about the fact that Nikephoros has a magical orb, Muninn would say Nikephoros is on his way to the wedding too. Ophelia wanted us to make sure we beat him to it, to the wedding, so that we got there first.
Now, what you go ahead. I'll just say that before Show&Tell Anghel has the chance to say anything, Ertul and Piroshka definitely pay attention to that. Like, oh, this is interesting. But go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I was just wondering above board why she needs us to.
Sorry.
Like, why does Ophelia need us to get before Nikephoros? Like together for. Like,
I think.
Well, it was more so. She told you that she doesn't want to She wants to preempt in case Nikephoros wants to reveal the orb to everyone. Like, she wants to get the orb before Nikephoros has the chance to tell everyone, hey, look what this magical thingamabob I have is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't necessarily know that's Nikephoros' intention, but that's what Ophelia told you.
Right.
I think she hired.
Yeah.
To answer your question, I don't know if I am. I think she hired us specifically because we had like
because you were in
history
the
with
know, and yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like, so
history
I'm
with
just
the orb.
asking for like Piroshka and whatever the other guy's name is. Like, does it make sense to them that she would ask? And like,
Well,
us specifically.
well, if you want a bit of a clue as to what they're thinking, I think Piroshka would say that Sophia's plotting something on her own then, without her dear cousin's approval. The cousin being the prince.
mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I think Muninn would like very slowly nod at that to be like, yes.
And
like,
what might
I
that
guess
be?
just like shrugging because he doesn't care, and he really doesn't care. I mean, okay, no, he probably does care because maybe it affects his chances and everything. But beyond that, he doesn't care.
And what might that be, says Piroshka? Carriage driver, you surely know, don't you?
Oh boy.
I do not. Lady Ophelia does not tell me things that I don't need to know. And hearing her plans is of no importance to driving a carriage.
good answer.
Mm-hmm.
And true enough. What about you, Stinky?
Yeah, that's me. I know that Ophelia isn't fond of her uncle.
And how can you see but not see? She rolled a 7 on your to oppose your 2 faking being blind thing. Go ahead.
Once Miroslav had been revealed to be the carriage driver, he would like take a bit more of a confident position than before when he was trying to be like as small and unnoticeable as possible. Like he's just like standing up a bit more.
I think I forgot to mention this to you, Milo, but technically Piroshka would have seen Miroslav before, that's why she made the connection, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, just because
like in our actual campaign, I mean, not in your backstory.
Yeah, I didn't know. But yeah, okay.
When we went past them?
Yeah. Indeed. I think the roll from last session is still valid, because just because you met someone once doesn't mean you remember them.
Yeah.
But that roll means, yeah, she remembers you.
Okay, yeah.
Unless someone else wants to say something or do something, to answer Piroshka's question, Muninn would say, Muninn would say, I can see shapes and colors, but when my eyes are open, but I cannot see as well as you can.
You're looking at me.
I can hear where your voice is coming from, so
You're following my hand gestures? Again, because of the 7 versus your 2.
Muninn would try and lie and say, or is that not possible? To say, Muninn would probably try and make.
Who knows?
something up.
Anything's possible, but go ahead.
Okay. Muninn would try and make something up and say, "Oh well, I have very good hearing, so."
Give me another sneaky pull out pose.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, not good. Ooh!
Oh, almost.
Almost.
That's actually, yeah. Could I use I would
We
use
have the 100 episode thing.
Yeah. Could I use that to do +2? Please?
Of course you can. Of course you can. Of course you can. I mixed up May with can. That's why I said man.
Of course you man. God damn.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Temporarily mollified, she says. Well, answer my other question then.
I can't remember her other question. Why can I see but not see?
Before that.
What? Sorry, can you remind me?
I'm having a brain fart too, to be perfectly honest.
What are the
Okay.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
she asked you, what about you, Stinky, referring to Ophelia's plans.
Oh, Muninn would say, well, I mean, if you're asking about my motivations,
Her motivations.
there are. Sorry?
Her motivations, not yours.
Oh, Ophelia's, sorry. I don't know if I'm answering the question or not, but Muninn would say, well, I know that Ophelia isn't fond of, and I think I said this before, I know Ophelia isn't fond of Nikephoros or the prince, so she's probably got something in mind, but I don't know what.
She sounds disappointed, as would you say, but I don't know what.
Right, okay. And I think that is the truth. I don't actually know what she has in mind.
Yeah, we don't.
No, but funny
She
enough,
just
you
told
could
us
ask.
that we... Right? She just told us that... I don't know what she told us. She's going to get us, a talk of the plans or whatever.
I mean, I have a theory that obviously she wants to, just like us. I feel like she must want Nikephoros to stop Nikephoros with like fucking around with the orb and stuff like that.
But probably not for, selfless reasons. Probably she wanted for herself or something. I don't know.
Ophelia, selfless? That's a good joke.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think she wants to do it just to spite, or just to Nikephoros, or just to get the orb for herself, maybe.
Yeah.
Piroshka will ask sort of... Go ahead.
No, I wasn't going to say anything. What were you going to say?
She's going to ask, kind of exasperated, what about you, little peasant? Do you know anything about her plans? She's already expecting that you know nothing from her tone.
Anghel definitely knows nothing. Doesn't care.
Piroshka then says to Ertugrul, well, they're clearly agents of Ophelia, even if they don't know what they're doing. I say we got them and buried them in the yard. And Ertugrul looks at her and says, by the way, Piroshka said that in caramel, just in case.
Oh, okay.
Ertugrul says in caramel, I'm not going to gut, as you say, someone who fought alongside me, indicating Rebob.
No. Thank God we've got Rebob with us.
It doesn't mean that he's not going to gut us, but...
Well,
do you know anything, Rebob? Ertugrul asks Rebob in caramel. Rebob says, you know what the answer to that is, good lord. And Ertugrul sighs and says, right, you always kept to your honor, even in these kinds of situations. And he says to Piroshka, there's no use interrogating Rebob, he won't talk.
Mm-hmm.
What a strong man.
Piroshka says, I'd still like to try, even if he won't talk. And Ertuğ gives her a look like, shut the fuck up, and and turns to the lot of you and says, so what do we... He begins in Caramel, but then remembers, all right, half these people don't speak this language, so he switches to Broken Rima, says, what do with you?
Well, we could have what's the word? Muninn would say we could have found Rebob and then left quietly, but we decided to come in and warn you of a potential framing. So I believe
that's exactly what we did.
Yeah,
exactly.
Definitely. I believe that's worth the reward of our lives or potentially more.
Ertuğ has this dissatisfied look as he seems as if he just remembered something, because I, above board, the DM, also just remembered something, and I guess it's imperative for Ertuğ to remember too. And you see, he waves his hand at your offer and says, Rebob stays here. You three go and find Abdul. We have questions for him.
Ooh. Okay.
What are you going to do with Rebob?
Hostage, he says blankly.
Oh.
You...
Well, at least we know he's not going to gut him.
Probably. At least not one of them won't. He says, you cared enough to go rescue him. You would care enough to come back. No word to Ophelia yet, okay? Not until we speak to Abdul.
As long as that's all you're keeping Rebob for.
What are you
and
implying?
Muninn would say, I would prefer if he was kept unharmed when we come back to.
He looks offended at that, because he's a nobleman, and like the suggestion that he's gonna harm someone that's technically his guest, even though an unwilling guest, is offensive. But then he looks at Piroshka and realizes, oh yeah, that's why you're saying that.
Yeah, okay, good. I'm glad that he realized that, because that's why Muninn mentioned it. Okay, cool. Where may we find... So Muninn would clear their chest. So where may we find this Abdul? Like, where would you recommend we start looking?
Ertuğ shrugs, points at Anghel and says he should know. He kept talking about Abdul, you know, not I. Piroshka will say, he is what Rebob is to Ophelia, Abdul is to Zamfir. So maybe you'll find him at Zamfir's estate, but knowing him, he's probably off drinking.
Okay. Well, if my friends may know best, then is he coming with us? Meaning Anghel.
I think he said you three or something, though.
Yeah, he said you three, but I'll amend that and say you four, including always thirsty.
Oh, that's true. Okay. Maybe ignore what I just said then, because I wasn't sure if that was. Muninn was like, "Oh, is Anghel definitely coming with us?" But obviously, ignore that if you want, because I sort of not forgot, but I didn't realize like
Sure.
yes, Anghel's definitely coming. Okay.
And he, as he said, they'll keep Rebob here as a hostage. He won't, at least from Ertugrul's point of view, he's not going to be mistreated. At least from one of the captors' point of view. Don't know about the other.
Yeah. Well, Muninn would say if we, not to keep yapping, but Muninn would say, right. Well, if we're on our way, then can we have our weapons back? And the Muninn would turn to where they last heard Piroshka.
Sure. Before you receive the answer, can I get? I'm trying to see if it would be a clever or careful from all of you to see if you realize something. Guess it will be a careful from all of you to see if you realize it.
There's a chance.
Be careful. Let's see. The one. I got it.
Muninn realizes it. Everyone else, the tense situations are understandable. There's the question that, like Piroshka said, oh yeah, Rebob is to feel like she made that analogy, but until very recently, Rebob was someone else's servant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Right.
And like you just remember
The other dude, the other cousin.
Yeah, who's now probably dead.
Oh my god.
Because of the big
Ophelia
wolf.
may have. Oh. Okay. Rest in peace to the town, but also the wolf, I guess.
The wolf?
Right? The one that...
It is dead, but yeah, sure.
Do we want it to rest in peace, though? Okay.
Probably not. Okay. That's pretty interesting, to be fair. Okay. So I think Muninn would like...
oh yeah, you asked the question. Let me give you the answer to that question, right?
Oh, okay.
Piroshka says, I quite like this knife. She like twirls around one of your knives. You remember that you left all your weapons with that one guard, so it's kind of surprising that she has it.
That is surprising. I think Muninn would hold out their hand like when a parent is expecting like something from a toddler. like hand it back.
She balances it on a finger, twirls it around, and then makes a thrusting motion at you, but stops like a couple centimeters before.
Could I try to not flinch? Attempt to not flinch?
A forceful.
A forceful? Okay.
Yeah, because you're holding yourself in place.
Okay. No!
With that roll, you take a few steps backwards and slip in the mess that Anghel made.
I made a mess.
When you drop the plate.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to do that. Can I if I got a 0, it wouldn't be a critical, right, or not?
If you got a 0, you would not slip, but you'd still visibly show a reaction.
Okay. Could I do that with the 100 episodes thing?
Of course.
I feel like it's an anticlimactic use of it, if you know what I mean. But I don't want to be known as the messy, like. Again, I don't want to be known as.
Why don't you use it to reroll though?
I feel like it's the chances of me, if I'm like.
I mean, you got the second worst possible roll, so there's only like a 1 in, I think, 9 chance for it to get worse.
Okay. I might reroll then, if that's okay.
You may. Do you want to do that? Okay.
I knew it.
You don't
I knew it.
you don't fall face first into the mess, but you still trip on it. But
Can I just do a +2 with my fate point,
too
please?
late.
Too late?
With your fate point. Okay, with your fate point you may, but what are you invoking with your fate point?
Oh, I don't know. Hang on. I haven't actually. Let me very quickly see what I'm invoking actually, because I'm on my laptop and I don't have my what's it called? My PDF. How about there's a few things. Oh, So I'm trying to pretend like I'm blind, and I'm trying to stay in place.
Emphasis on trying.
How about is very distrusting and secretive? Emphasis on the secretive part. I'm trying to.
Yeah, it fits in this context, yeah.
Okay.
So you're giving yourself a 1 with that, correct?
Yes.
Well, as in
yes.
totals 1, because you're giving yourself +2.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah, what you meant. Yeah, definitely. That sounds good.
Okay. Yeah. You still flinch relatively visibly, but you no longer trip and fall, and you don't like take visible steps backwards. You just quite visibly flinch.
Okay. That's fine. I did say that I was a good listener before, so I could if she asks, I've got an excuse. Maybe.
She smiles at you in a way that says sort of I know you're hiding something from me smile.
Okay.
But she
could
turns
Muninn
the
smile?
knife around to hand it to you.
Muninn would take the knife and then they would smile back in a I know you're hiding. Well, I don't know if she's hiding the fact that she's a cannibal. And I don't think Muninn,
And also,
I don't think-
I would say that's just a suspicion that you guys have. Emphasize
yeah.
that.
Maybe
We don't know in what way she's fucked up. We just know that she
Yeah.
is.
Could Muninn smile at her in a way that is like, I know that you're weird.
Give me a flashy to see how that is conveyed, I guess.
Oh no. 0. I should shut my mouth.
You smile at her, and what you perceive to be that manner, she licks her lips
Oh no.
and withdraws from you.
I think Muninn would cut their losses, put their knife in their holster, and then walk by her, and then go to collect the rest of their weapons, I guess.
Well, the weapons are outside. You weren't necessarily given leave to leave yet.
Oh, okay.
Ertuğrul, I think will emphasize again. Bring Abdul here alive. Or Zamfir, I guess, he says, sort of casually, like, yeah, kidnapping a noble.
We'll be back soon. And the moon would look at Anghel like quickly come with us.
Okay.
Ertuğrul invites Ribab to sit down with what appears to be a genuine smile, like he's happy to see a buddy again, even though the circumstances are...
Yeah, that's very
Less than
sweet.
desirable.
Yeah.
But do the 4 of you leave?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Is anyone going to bring up Angel's horse?
Oh, right. It's in the stables?
Was in the stables, yes.
He's in the stables. I guess Anghel will say, I'll take my horse.
Was it spotted with Muninn? No, with Anghel it was. Yeah, it was spotted with Anghel.
It was with Anghel and always first here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Piroshka would connect the dots in that situation, because... Yeah, okay. She will say, that old thing would be better if it wound up as meat, you know? At least something
Anghel
would be
gives her a look.
at least something would be salvageable from it.
You're gonna take that and go?
I'm thinking. I just have something mean to say. Like, I don't think it will be tasty.
Can I offer you a compel, Show&Tell? And of course you may refuse it if you so wish.
You can offer.
I would like to compel your... what's the exact wording? Wrong one. You're not... the wrong A character. I accidentally showed Ashen's overlay. Your protective and righteous Prince Charming style aspect. Specifically the Prince Charming part. Prince Charming is supposed to protect his companions, and you always firstly has been repeatedly threatened. Now the horse has been repeatedly threatened. Your first and very justifiable instinct is to punch Piroshka in the face.
Oh my god.
Damn. Oh my god.
And he's already on edge with everything that's
Yeah.
happened. It makes sense. Okay. Oh no. Fine. Let's go for it. Let's do something.
Okay.
I love how you take all the compels.
I mean, they're interesting, and I mean, why not?
All right. Give me your forceful. Piroshka will defend herself, but she's not expecting it, so she will. Her defense will be reduced, and after that, combat will begin.
Oh my god.
So you deal 6 points of damage to Piroshka.
Shit.
6 points is quite good.
She has to take her level 2 stress and 4 consequence. I think that would be the best way.
Nice.
What's the consequence you inflict on this person?
Okay.
A 4 is again not like a superficial wound like a 2 would be, but neither is it something crippling like a 6 would be. It's something lasting and
In between.
Yeah, lasting, visible, but not crippling like a 6.
Okay. Basically, what I have in mind is that he punched her, in the mouth,
Hmm?
and it's bleeding now. And I wanted to call it something like, drink your own blood or something.
Sure. Okay.
Metal. That's metal as hell.
So, you guys were in the process of leaving the room, so where two and the others will intervene in the fight as well, sabotaging this entire thing. That'll be fun.
Oh no! Oh god.
But I like it, for lack of a better term.
I like it.
I mean,
Yeah, we're done with talking.
I did offer to compel, and this hit that you got on Piroshka is definitely substantial. Let's say.
Well, at least we started off well, I guess.
Yeah.
I believe we should begin the combat next session, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We
Is
don't
that
have
time
something
already?
exciting to start with.
Yeah. Thoughts on today's episode?
It was a lot of fun, obviously, but it was also very tense, I think. Because we're all in this box room and nobody
Just a brief aside for the viewers. I know this session is not particularly long. It's just that we started recording fairly late. That's why this session is shorter than most, because we have like our own places to be and such. if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I also was getting a bit. I don't know if you guys could tell. I was getting a bit nervous because I didn't know how much. I know Cassius wanted me to spill all the beans, or Muninn to spill all the beans, but I didn't know how much to say. Whilst also being considered a bean spiller, you know.
Yeah.
So, because I mean this. I mean, I don't really trust Piroshka.
Of course you
But I
shouldn't.
don't-
No.
Yeah,
She
but-
hasn't made herself at all trustworthy in any way.
No. But also the other guy, I don't know how trustworthy he is.
I mean, he doesn't seem to be, hostile to us,
Yeah.
at least. Though, I mean, Miroslav
he's
also
definitely
didn't
more-
understand most of the conversation that was being had, so
That's true.
I
the
think you
parts
could.
that were
I
in
mean-
caramel.
I just feel like, in comparison with Piroshka, is definitely more level-headed. Like, he
Oh yeah,
wasn't
definitely.
like he was like, I'm going to hit you if I have to, but only if I have to, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he will do it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
At the very least, he was genuinely friendly with Rebob.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that too, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny that. Go ahead.
No, it was a bit unfortunate that I didn't know that Piroshka knew my character.
In passing, to be fair.
Yeah, but like maybe I would have said more. I don't know. I'm not sure because like the only thing that I could think of was like we were told that Rebob was either dying or dead by the innkeeper lady. So
a summation of the interaction Miroslav would have had with Piroshka is basically Ophelia telling everyone, which I suppose would include Miroslav, that we're gonna pass by this guy's estate. I don't like him. Don't talk to him. And
fair.
said guy came out with Piroshka and said, Ophelia, so nice to see you. And Ophelia was like, oh yeah, so nice to see you. Let's move along. And
Okay.
Miroslav would not have been privy to that, but this is a bit of extra information that Anghel and Muninn don't know. The guy who was with Piroshka, Andronikos Palas, told Ophelia something in private. I don't think Miroslav was party to that. That left her very, very disturbed, and she spent some time after leaving their company, doing some business you're not very sure of in that particular town.
Okay.
This is something that Anghel and Muninn don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
But I was gonna say it's funny that I sort of resign myself to, okay, so now they're firmly on the down with the prince, down with Ophelia, down with all that path, and now we're right back on it, quite forcefully.
Oh no.
You like to keep you on the edge, not knowing.
To contextualize it again, I did mention this to you all, but I guess to contextualize it, these soldiers, are meant to arrest and or depose the prince. So obviously getting rid of them will get rid of that.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, that works.
Fair enough.
Yeah. What else should I say for this session that's like worth bringing up? Oh, probably the like hint of a connection that this guy might know Anghel. It's probably gone, I guess.
The what? I'm sorry, what?
The thing about, oh, do I know you from somewhere? Your eyes look familiar and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
so weird.
He was the same guy that was. Sorry.
It feels like he knows Angel's sister more than that he knows
Something.
Anghel.
Possibly.
Was he the same guy that just said, am I stupid? Was he the same guy that just said, oh, Willow, do I know that name? I can't remember.
He thought that.
Well,
yeah.
he thought that he didn't say it out loud.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, he definitely. I mean, yeah, fair enough.
Oh, I guess here's a question that I can ask your input on. Thoughts on Munin's seeing without seeing abilities?
Yeah.
It's very cool. It's very creepy from the outside. Speaking as, a target. As a victim. No, but it's really cool.
I think it's a very cool ability. I can see myself becoming like an opposite of a good eye. You know how I was supposed to be good? Muninn was supposed to be a good eye before. I can imagine myself becoming the opposite of that.
Oh, it's kind of symbolic in that.
Yeah, definitely.
I love that.
I don't know if this was I don't know if that was intentional, Teeironor, but I can definitely see myself or Muninn really embracing their ability to see without seeing, and then fully putting a bandage over their eyes or something to train themselves to use the ability further.
It wasn't intentional parallel in that sense. It was more of a, well, that's what the Oracle does. They see without seeing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's cool.
It's cool though that it's worked out that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
For a bit of context in the novel that I've yet to publish, so to say, the former Oracle always kept her eyes shut and only opened them when they had very human reactions, as a genuine surprise when you open your eyes, if that makes sense.
So it's in character as an Oracle for Muninn to do that then. So
this isn't a novel, but she kept her eyes closed because, well, her eyeless vision was better in some ways than her normal vision, so why would she need her eyes? And her eyes turned pale, glowing white, which unsettled people, so there's also that.
Okay. I'm really going to get into this, I think. Which is hilarious because Muninn's eyes are already good. So I suppose I could sometimes open my eyes, maybe.
Yeah, I that's something. Oh, when I wrote the novel, it was you were not on the Oracle path, so to say.
No.
So that's my defense of it.
That's fair enough.
So I obviously did not take into consideration how that would work with your stunt. We can workshop it if you need.
Yeah,
I mean, it's still eyesight, even if it's
kind of.
Yeah,
kind of.
I feel like it could. Yeah, I feel like it could probably work.
It's, I guess, kind of analogous to the way demon hunters work in World of Warcraft, but not quite.
Yeah, that's actually a good analogy. I didn't think of that either until just then, or until you just said it. Sorry.
I also did not think of it until just now, so unintentional parallel there. Okay.
Very cool.
What else? Go ahead.
No, I mean, I was just gonna say I'm excited about that ability, and I can't wait. This isn't me rounding off the discussion. I'm just saying I can't wait to see this unexpected fight next session, how it goes. Because what a way to curveball it, you know?
Speaking of your Oracle-like traits, Deli, because I'm looking at all your profile pictures with this overlay. Does your profile picture... Do you have stink lines?
What? In my... Oh, no. What? In my my profile picture where
in
I'm
your
winking?
Deli profile picture. Yeah.
No, those aren't stink lines.
I am
Those are just,
mist?
Huh?
Mist, maybe? Or something like
I
that?
I can't remember, but it's definitely not stink lines. I guess they can be. They can be stink lines. I think they were generally like foresty kind of misc artwork, if that makes sense.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But they kind of do look like stink lines.
Tangent aside. Sorry about that. Is there anything else you guys would like to bring up before we wrap up this session?
I don't think so on my end.
Nope.
All right.
How about you, Milo?
No.
Okay.
All right. Well then, dear viewers, thank you for watching and listening to us. Let's see what these people are up to. I say that we ought to start first and foremost with Deli. Deli, could you please go ahead and talk about yourself and what you are doing?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. I'm Deli. I'm a fungus wizard on. I'm a fungus wizard on Twitch.tv and Blue Sky. You can find me on there. I'm not on Twitter anymore. So I stream variety. Like it used to be a regular schedule, but it's not very regular anymore because of real life stuff, which is fair enough. But when I do stream, you can find me on Twitch, like I said. And also I have a Discord server, which would probably be the best way to get a hold of me. The second best way. The best way nowadays is Blue Sky.
Indeed, thank you very, very much, Deli. Then, according to the dice, we would have Show and Tell. Could you please go ahead and talk about yourself and what you are doing?
Yes. Hi. So I'm Show and Tell. And I do reactions on YouTube, but I'm also really busy these days, so I don't know. I mean, I still do reactions though. I try to fit it in somehow.
Yeah, she does. She does. And yeah, thank you very, very much, Show and Tell. And next, we would have, of course, Milo. Could you please go ahead and talk about yourself and what you are doing?
Yeah. I'm MiloAndVe. I'm a mostly Goblin VTuber on Twitch. I stream like 99% of the time art. Sometimes I occasionally play games. The last one has been Baldur's Gate. And yeah, I am active on there. I stream once or twice a week. Not very by schedule, but yeah, I'm trying. Other than that, I also have commissions for art, and I'm a bit more active now on Blue Sky. So yeah.
I didn't mean to ask before the session, but I guess I'll do it now. How can people generally get in touch to commission you? Like, what's the best way to do that?
Best way would just be over Ko-Fi, or like shooting me a DM on, be it Discord or Blue Sky.
All right. Thank you, dear viewers. Take note of that. Milo's a lovely artist. Like 3 out of the 4 people here present are lovely artists. Like myself excluded, pretty much. And yeah, thank you very, very much, Milo. As for myself, dear viewers, I was your dungeon master, game master Teeironor. I do this series. It's a lot of fun. I also do another series set, fortunately, in the Warcraft universe. Currently on hiatus because of IO scheduling stuff and all that. We should be back in like December, mid-December-ish, around there. You can follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky for updates of, hey, we're skipping a week for a session, or the session is on time and all that. Honestly, more so active on Blue Sky than Twitter. Screw that place, to be perfectly honest, but it is what it is. Other than that, thank you once again, dear viewers, for watching and listening to us. We should be back next week, but of course I'll keep you all posted if we have to miss a session on the places. And yeah, we'll see you when we'll see you. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.